She was about to sign away her father's legacy when a man with calloused hands and a weathered army jacket stepped forward. "Don't sign that, ma'am," he said. His voice wasn't loud, but it was solid, like stone. The boardroom froze. Half a dozen lawyers looked up from their laptops. The billionaire buyer leaned back in his chair, amused, smirking like he just watched a toddler challenge a lion. But the man didn't flinch. He didn't care about titles or net worth. He cared about truth, and in that moment, he was the only one brave enough to speak it. Her name was Claire Harlow, daughter of the late Richard Harlow, a founder of Harlow Therapeutics, a biotech company once known for humanitarian research. Her father had built the company from his garage, funded by little more than hope and heart. But after his passing, it became clear the board wanted something different: profit. Today's meeting was a formality. The board had already agreed to sell to Praxis Corp., a powerful conglomerate known for gutting companies and shelving anything unprofitable. Claire was minutes away from signing the deal, until the stranger interrupted. "Who are you?" she asked. The man took a breath. "Caleb Walker, retired Army medic, and a broken bar father." He pulled a folder from his backpack and laid it on the table. Inside were faded hospital forms, discharge papers, and a crayon drawing labeled "Me and Daddy at the hospital." "My daughter, Sophie," he said. "She was born with a mitochondrial disorder. We were told she'd never walk, never laugh, that maybe, just maybe, she'd make it to 7. He looked up, his eyes soft but firm. "But then your father's company approved her for an experimental trial. They didn't advertise it, they didn't charge us, just a broken bar helped." Claire's breath caught in her throat. "No cameras, no headlines, just compassion. That was your father's legacy, and you're about to sell it to someone who'll bury it." The billionaire across the table laughed. "With respect," he said, "I think the veteran's confusing sentiment with sustainability." Caleb turned to him slowly. "You think kindness isn't sustainable? My daughter ran for the first time last year. She plays soccer now. That trial saved her life. I'd say that's worth more than your stock valuation." The billionaire's smirk faded. Claire looked down at the pen in her hand. She remembered visiting the labs with her father as a girl, the way he'd talk about medicine like it was a sacred trust. "We're not here to make pills," he'd say. "We're here to heal." Somewhere along the line, she'd forgotten that. Maybe the grief, maybe the pressure, maybe she was just tired of fighting. "I'm sorry," she whispered. But Caleb wasn't finished. "I didn't come here to stop your deal. I came because I heard rumors the program was being shut down. I thought maybe broken bar I could ask for help again. Not for Sophie, she's doing great, but for the next kid, the one whose parents can't afford a second opinion." He stepped back. "But when I saw the look in your eye as a broken bar, I knew you didn't want to sign that paper either." Claire stood still. All eyes were on her. She set the pen down. "No deal," she said. What happened next was a blur. Lawyers protested. The billionaire threatened lawsuits. Shareholders were furious. But Claire didn't back down. Instead, she fired half the board. And then, she hired Caleb, not as a scientist, not as a suit, but as a bridge between patients and the people designing treatments. His job? To keep the company human. Within months, Harlow Therapeutics launched the Second Chance Initiative via a program that funded trials for rare conditions, regardless of insurance or income. The first child enrolled was a 6-year-old boy from Detroit. He'd written a letter in crayon, "Thank you for not signing the paper." 1 year later, Claire sat on a park bench beside Caleb, watching Sophie chase butterflies in the grass. "She's strong," Claire said. Caleb smiled. "She gets it from her mom, and from you." He shook his head. "I just said something at the right time. That's all it takes sometimes." Claire looked at the sky, then back at the playground where children ran, laughed, and lavender because someone once believed in more than just the bottom line. She thought about the pen, the paper, the man who stepped forward when no one else would, and the billionaire who smirked at a broken bar, then froze. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because sometimes, one voice spoken with courage can save a life, and sometimes, not signing is the most powerful signature of all.